Hello everyone, it is Lucy here and I am back with another video, and in today's video we are doing the giant otter habitat. I basically made this habitat directly after I made the red panda habitat. I think it was like a day in between the two habitats, but yeah, I did it basically right after. So I'm very excited about the animals that I got for the zoo in my last stream. Let's be honest, I love all of the animals that are in our zoo so far, but definitely red pandas and the giant otters. We're just expanding our zoo and getting the different, like now we have an aquatic animal, which is the giant otters, and I'm just so excited. I was trying to make a underwater viewing area for the guests where they can go over and see the giant otters from underneath the water. However, it was an epic fail because the water was not deep enough for the giant otters once I put them in, which I had a feeling that that was going to happen. But now that we have everything in place, it was harder for me to make a underwater viewing area for the guests so that they can see the otters kind of swimming. You can kind of see them from inside, but you can't see the depth of where they swim, but usually they kind of swim at the top, so I think it's going to be okay. So the guests have two different areas where they can view the otters. They have the inside, or they have up here by where we're kind of at right now, where they can kind of go up the path and stand around the habitat. So I was trying to do a mixture in the habitat of rocks as well as walls, and just creating different walls for the habitats. So I was just trying to experiment and see what would go together well. And so in a minute you'll see me combine like plaster walls with some wood paneling, and so I think it came out pretty good at the end. It was a little bit challenging for me, but like I said, I'm just trying to get into the hang of doing some different building. And so, yeah, that's basically what I was doing. As of right now, the giant otters cannot escape this habitat. I hope that does not change because it came out pretty good. However, we were having some glitches in the end where the giant otters could not move. I don't know why they could not move, but they could not move for some reason. So, the giant otters were having an issue, and it was acting like they had no area where they could move around in. They were starting to fight. It was getting crazy. So what I had to do was I had to take out some of the greenery, some of the coverage that I put in, and I had to I had to restart my game. I had to put them into the trading post. I had to take them out of the trading post, trying to reset everything because the protesters wouldn't leave. And then finally, when they reset, it still was glitching and saying that they were having issues. So I don't understand why, but we got it all fixed. They're fine now. They can swim. They're very happy where they're at. There is a little bit of a spacing issue, but it is in the yellow, so it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be an issue for the giant otters. It should be fine. So right now they are in the yellow. Hopefully that does not change. Hopefully that does not go down to red. We have two females into this habitat, so we have no males, which is fine. I didn't really want males unless, you know, of course, one of them sadly passes away, and then we'll probably look for another otter and probably get a male and a female, so that way they're I don't know. I don't even know if I really want babies in this habitat because it's so small, and I really don't want to change it just because I just really don't want to. So, I mean, I guess I could expand it a little bit, but I was thinking I can, you know, make the aquatic animals be over in this area. So it depends on if we, you know, put a new aquatic animal in, like the seal, or if we put in, you know, some penguins or something next to the habitat. That would be different because I don't think I could really expand it, but we'll see. Maybe I can just kind of plan for possibly expanding it in the future, and I could just move the other habitat into like a different area. But I'm trying to plan out our zoo so we have red pandas in a kind of separate area, and then we have, you know, these aquatic animals in a separate area, so that way there we can kind of create some sort of signage going into the different areas of the zoo. However, we have a lot of animals in the front of the zoo that are mixed. So I don't know. I don't even know if I will space out my animals like that, but that's what I was doing in my old zoos. I was trying to create different sections of the zoo. So that way there, if we get some sort of like train or something that can take the guests around the zoo, we'll have like different sections where they can stop at. But I don't know. I'm getting too far ahead of myself, I'm sure. But we'll see what happens in the end. If we have to change some habitats around, we can change some habitats around and put different animals in those habitats or whatever we need to do. I'm excited that our zoo is expanding and we keep getting these great animals. I'm just really excited for the zoo is just growing, and I'm just so happy about that. So we got giant otters, we've got the red pandas. Next, I really want reticulated giraffes, and I'm hoping someone will take the animals that we have that we can have up for conservation points. So hopefully soon someone will take those animals, and that way there we can just keep expanding our zoo, because I really want some reticulated giraffes mixed in with some zebras. I think that would be so cool. I think I've had that before, and I just loved the way that habitat looked. And so I kind of want to create that same sort of habitat feel that I created before. So having like some, reticulated giraffes and some zebras, and I think there's another animal that goes with both of those animals. So, and I do apologize that the footage keeps jumping around. I was just having issues with some of like the building portions of it, and I was just trying to build and just get it all situated. So here we are. We're just going to be putting in some of the nature items that I found that go good with them. However, some of the nature items I put over by the building do not go with them at all, but it's okay because it doesn't even really take down their coverage portion at all, because I put so much coverage in this habitat, which was creating a problem at the end because the otters were just sticking by the door where the zookeepers just dropped them, and they were just getting stuck there. So I had to take out some of the coverage, and it was unfortunate because it was so pretty. Everything was so pretty, but I was starting to see at the end, I was like, I don't think that they're even going to really be able to get around in this habitat, which is really sad because I put so much greenery around it. So that's probably why I have to expand it at some point. Like I said, if we get a male and a female, I will have to, because I don't think when they have babies, it's going to be serious crowding issues. So I'll probably have to expand the land a little bit. So we can probably do that if we do decide that we want some baby otters. I do want to get the wetlands pack at some point, because they have different otters. I can't remember the name of the otters that they have, because these ones are the giant otters that came with the aquatic, but I can't remember the title of the other otters that they have in the wetlands pack. But I really want that pack just to get the other types of otters, because I think it'd be cool to have two different habitats right next to each other, one with one otter type and the other with the other otter type. I think it would be so cool and so cute. So yeah, you guys, this is just creating some lush greenery. I was putting in some rocks around the water area. This is their fresh water that they can swim in. They can also drink from it. We put some feeders at the bottom. I also have to go into this habitat and kind of decorate the underwater area, because when I was doing the ending screenshots, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to decorate the underwater area. So I'll have to go back in. It'll probably be like a stream thing where we can just kind of go back into the different habitats and redecorate if we want to. So I know this one I want to kind of decorate a little bit, and then I think the red pandas, I have a little bit more decorating to do in that one as well. But definitely want to decorate the underwater. I don't know if that takes away from their water area. We'll have to see. So if it does take away from their swimmable area, we may not be able to decorate too much, just because their swimmable area is in the yellow already, and I just don't want it to go down to the red and them start fighting about, water and trying to get in, and they can't get in because the other one's swimming. So even though these are very tiny animals, you think that they'd be fine, but they're really not. So it was really insane to see, because they are very, very tiny animals. And I'm like, why are you guys having so many spacing issues? This is beautiful. You can run through the grass. You can run through the leaves. There's so much space, but they were having significant spacing issues at the end. So we had to change a few things, which was fine. But Anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to end the talking portion right here. We're almost at the end of the video. Please hang around to the end. I have some beautiful screenshots and some beautiful videos of the otters, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will talk to you all very soon.